What's going on, people? Going on, people? Going on, people? See, I ain't gonna be here for you long. It's gonna be a short one, but you got to get to the point sometimes. Sometimes you can't beat around the bush, make things longer than what it is. It's just plain and simple. No, no second guessing it. Your health is your wealth. A lot of times we go on these missions to try to put ourselves in a better situation, whether it be us working on our health, you know, us trying to lose weight, us watching what we eat. Because you got to understand the things that you eat determines your health of your body, going into the future. You know, it's a cliche thing. Health is wealth. Wealth is health. All this, cliche all day, hands down. A lot of times we sit here. I believe I heard this from a pastor one time. He say in our younger years we neglect our health to get money. Our older years we spend all our money trying to get our health back. You see a lot of the elder people always on medication, you know, trying to lose weight. And the thing is, the older you get, your metabolism starts to slow down. You can reverse that. There's ways of doing it, but who's actually teaching that? What's going on? OCD chick. See, a lot of times we have situations to where, you know, we're not being taught this stuff properly, and we tend to learn things on the fly. For instance, as you get older, you start seeing your body, things are not in the same shape it used to be. You got a little flab here, a little, you know, little pudge there. And, in most cases, people will say, well, that's baby fat. That's what the ladies say a lot, I hear. And then Fifi was going on. Then you always hear just like little small things to try to, get you motivated so where you can feel good about yourself. And there is nothing wrong with feeling good about yourself, but facing reality, you gotta lose some weight. You gotta start working out. You know, we don't want to come to the grips that, for ourselves, going over the years, we kind of letting ourselves go. We're not putting, back into ourselves. We're not working out as much. Yeah, a lot of baby fat, but a lot of times we're not putting back into ourselves as much. Like I said earlier, um, we spend all our youth trying to get money, so we neglect our health, and then going into our older years, we spend all our money trying to get our health back. And like I said, it's a cliche thing. Health is wealth, but you got to look at it. A lot of times, wealthy people spend more on food to try to offset the issues with eating bad. It comes to a point to where if I'm eating these cheeseburgers, you ever heard someone say, I'm gonna pay for this later? And this is so funny. I'm actually in the truck. I'm show this real quick. I actually got some Dunkin' Donuts. And the thing is, I'm not even eating this Dunkin' Donuts. I'm actually bringing it in for my coworkers. The two ladies in the office, there are secretaries in there. So I'm actually looking out for them and bringing them the donuts because, they done a good job. And, to a degree, every now and then they have their cheat days and have a little time to where they can, eat this and do this and do that. It's not a problem. But nevertheless, it's a small, sweet gesture that I'm doing for them, but at what cost? You know, one of the guys I know he's gonna try to sneak in there. One of the managers of donuts when I bring it to the ladies in the office. I'm like, this is not for men. This is for ladies. You know. And I make little comments. I say, well, if you wear a dress, this box is for you. If you don't wear a dress, you might don't want to go in the box. And I do little slick stuff and we joke around. But the thing of it is, you know, small talking about it, having a situation to where your cheat days and all, comes into play, have yourself situated. A lot of people really don't have themselves situated. Matter of fact, I might want to do that. Move my truck. A lot of people don't have themselves situated in some cases So that's why they actually, end up getting the short end of the stick. When it comes down to it, taking care of yourself. How many people actually go to the links of taking care of themselves, making sure they're taking their vitamins? Actually, this morning I woke up, I got my vitamins. I have liquid vitamins, so I take them, and I like them pretty well more than the pills. And with them being in the refrigerator, what do we always do? We go to the refrigerator anyway to go eat. So that's the perfect time to actually, get in there and get your vitamins. You're already going to the refrigerator to get you something to eat. Vitamins right there, essential. Just go in there and take those vitamins. You have people that are bad with pills. If the pills are not in front of them, they don't take them. You have to remind yourself, take medicine and all this stuff. But to a degree, you want to get yourself off the medicine by eating right, getting healthy. I'm actually supposed to be on some cholesterol pills. Went to the doctor. Doctor gave me cholesterol pills because my cholesterol is too high. I like eating a lot of eggs, and that's a big kicker. When you eat eggs, you know, boosted up that cholesterol. But the thing of it is this: when it comes down to it, did my research, looked at the pills that they were giving me, and it heightens the risk of getting diabetes. So I was like, in one form, it's curing one thing, and it's actually having an issue with another. You know, and if you look in the description, I forgot I should have started off by saying this. If you look at the description in the video, there's actually two channels I put in there. Uh, Fourth Quarter Talk with Big Duke, and the other one is Wellness with Frugal Mama. And the reason why I put those two channels in there is because mainly what I'm about to start doing going into the holiday, and you see the thumbnail, I'm actually going to be promoting people working out before Thanksgiving. Um, Thanksgiving coming, without a shot of a doubt, 10 out of 10, everybody's going to be eating. So with everybody eating, you're going to have to get to a point to where, you know, you're going to have to get some of those pounds off from eating all that food. And what's the best way to do that? Go ahead and start now. Me and my wife, we're actually taking the initiative as well. So me and her technically start working out. And for the time being, should I get my head foot set straight? But for the time being, we pretty much are, working out, trying to get things together. And I think I think last week, I think I lost 8 pounds. And overall, I haven't stepped on the scale again. But I know I've been eating kind of wild this week. But when it comes down to it, though, hey, health is your wealth. You got to start somewhere, you know. Oh, Fifi, your birthday passed already? Just now looking into the chat. Yeah, my birthday was last month, October. But at the same time, going into the wealth part of this, you want to be able to control your finances to be able to live long and healthy life. You know, the thing of it is we neglect our health, and in most cases we neglect our money as well, because how many people actually taking the time? Okay, it's 13. Okay, cool. Yeah, what's going on to me? But a lot of times we neglect our health to do what? Pursue certain things. Far as our money wise, we got to be accountable for the stuff that we're doing, and we got to be accountable for pretty much everything that we're doing for ourselves. As far as benefits of jobs and stuff like that, making a little noise. Oh, that was pretty good. Something knocking. What's that knocking? Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to multitask. Sound like it's coming from the front. Might have to deal with this later. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm doing multitasking, doing things at the same time. But when it comes down to it, a lot of us are not planning. We're not successfully, putting things to the side. Boss lady needs, hey, sorry about this weekend. Last weekend just passed. I was hectic running around. I didn't even get up Saturday to work out, but we working out this weekend. Like I said, the whole thing, I put Wellness for Frugal Mama in the description, and another guy, fourth quarter talk. Actually, Big Duke is going to be going live today, if I'm not mistaken. He does a lot on fitness, do's and don'ts, being able to work out. And this time I'm gonna have it to where hopefully I can go ahead and do my just regular exercises at home, to where you just taking a chair, sitting in the chair, moving in the chair. You don't need a bike. Sitting there walking around. Small little calisthenic things that you can do besides workout equipment that you can do from home. He always talks about the resistant bands. A lot of times we go shopping, we pass right by the exercising aisle. Pretty much a lot of women, they will go straight over there and get those spandex and get those workout outfits because they look nice, they cute. Us men like women wearing those, looking nice and everything. But at the same time, don't get them just because they look cute. For the women, get them to work out. Same thing rule apply for the men. Men go, we get basketball shorts all the time, sweat clothes and everything. If we're gonna get this stuff, get it to actually take the initiative to work out. Don't sit there and just get it because it looks good. It's like a fashion statement to a degree. But otherwise, pretty much get it and work out. Do something with it, you know. And when it comes down to us saving money, same rule apply. When us saving money, learn how to save money better. Start looking online. We on this YouTube all the time, supporting each other. And there's nothing wrong with that. But when it comes down to it, when are we gonna get on here and start supporting ourselves? You know, when are we gonna get over here and start doing the most for ourselves in regards to actually getting information? That's why I say I changed a lot of stuff on my channel, because I understand we have this, uh, I should say, break between the men and the women. What they call it, the gender war. But other than that, we still need to work with each other. We still need to, cohabitate, be in the same areas. But overall, have an understanding about ourselves. AP TV, what's going on, man? I should drop the link and let you come on up here, man. But I'm about to get off of here. But AP, man, I might want you to come on. If you available tonight, man, I might do a live on this, my part two to Money and Family, man. I got some couple of clips, and I know you the clip champ, man. Come on over here with your channel too, man. Grand risings to you. But overall, AP man, hey, if you can make it, hit me up. Hit the line. We'll try to set up a time. I know. I gotta go. I'm volunteer coach now. But overall, man, hey, really appreciate it, because I want to keep harping on this money and family, because when it comes down to it, a lot of times society is pushing us into a realm of not being able to afford life, with the money and stuff and all the situation. Young, what's going on, Dr. Dunbar? So basically, that's what I want to go ahead and get back into that. But like I said, I'm gonna touch on that either tonight. I know it's gonna be hard for me in the mornings now because I'm changing my schedule, but more or less tonight, I'm gonna try to touch on that. But getting back into this money and this health and wealth, we got to be able to save our money and be able to save our health. A lot of times you take, for instance, it's not just the thing. People who don't really have as much money tend to neglect their health. You know, um, not really shooting before the billions, but shot out before the billions. He was saying that he was neglecting his health when he was working at, I think it was Amazon or somewhere, where he was saying he was getting that 4 for 4. That saved his life. But now he wouldn't touch that, to a degree, because he know it was unhealthy for him. Sometimes when you're in a position where you don't have the money, it puts you to a point of survival, and you have to eat bad. Dr. CB said it best when he got locked up before his passing, that he had to eat the food in jail, and when he was finished, he could get out, he could, clean himself up, and he's good, you know. So when it comes down to it, to the degree, you know, being able to know what you can do to take care of your body, and being able to know what you can do and, keep your money intact, that's the key, you know. Being able to understand that I'm taking care of my body, I'm gonna have to start working. A lot of people, you're working for a house, you're working for a car, you're working for to pay these bills. What about working for your health? What about working for your future? When it comes down to it, passive income is something that just don't come naturally. It's built and it's gained over time. And the biggest asset upon everything from the health and the wealth is the knowledge. A lot of times we don't sit there and seek that knowledge, and that's what hit us the most. A lot of times not seeking the knowledge. That's where I'm trying to just crack the seal for you to start, just looking at things and overall have that understanding, and that's one key thing about that knowledge. Knowledge is always power. Knowing what you be able to do with that knowledge is the key thing. And a lot of people neglect that when they're going into certain situations. You know, knowledge is the power, but we got to be able to use that knowledge. We got to be able to go out there, find that knowledge, do the research, and put it to good use. You know, most of us realize that yeah, I mean, point blank, man. When it comes down to it, a lot of us, we have issues because from a child, who's teaching us things? You know, our parents neglect to a degree certain things that we should be doing for ourselves. You know, when it comes to certain other issues, we're taking things for granted. You know, you got grandma or one of those crazy uncles that's trying to give you some knowledge when you're young. You want to have fun and party. My boys, my brother will say something to them and they'll just look at him like he's crazy. And it's two reasons to that. And it's funny because, you know, more or less one big reason, you know, he drinks a lot and he comes off like just wow. So when my boys hear him, they like, man, how you trying to teach us something and you always run around here drunk? We always neglected those people that had their vices and did things like, ah, man, he's a drunk. He don't know what he's talking about. Some of the smartest people I've met were in bad situations. I know a homeless guy I would talk to all the time. He would say, I didn't choose to be homeless. Homeless chose me. He cracked jokes about it, but in the end, he would always tell me, I made bad decisions in my life. I prefer you not to make bad decisions because I don't want to see you in the same place I'm in. This is not good for any man and any woman to be in this position. He would give me knowledge like, man, I had a house, I had a car, didn't have a wife, but I had a girl, and just things got bad with the job, got laid off, couldn't deal with the depression and turned to drinking. The drinking turned to drugs. One thing led to another. I was on the street. A lot of times too, people don't gather this. Finance. I seen on YouTube up in Seattle, Washington, you know, expensive to live up there. Sitting up there just listening to this guy talk, him and his wife, both were homeless at the same time. Wasn't on drugs, anything wrong. They were overspending. They had this real nice lavish house. Both of them had high end cars. She was like, "Yeah, I had the Mercedes. He had the BMW." She was like, "We were living high on the hog." When he lost his job, that hurt. them far as the bill wise. And then she had a layoff. They couldn't sell the house fast enough. They couldn't get rid of the cars fast enough and downsize to one car. Everything came crashing down at one moment. And that's what I want to speak on more or less when we talk about this, you know, money and family. Because a lot of us, we think that everything is going to be forever. You know, who made the song? I'm going to be rich forever. I'm going to be this forever. It's not always true. Look at Rockefeller. They were at the top peak of their, you know, time and destiny. Like, who would have knew that they would have broken up like that? You know, who would have knew? You know, when it comes down to it, we have a lot of times where we're not learning this information like we should. Nobody's not out here giving us the information heavy to where we can grasp it and understand. So we're taking a loss. I always say this, and I'm gonna end with this. When you turn 18, there's no excuse. I can't blame my parents for not giving me the tools. I'm 18. We're considered grown at this case. You know, go out there and seek the knowledge. Find it for yourself. I was just talking to a guy who's about 50 years old. Well, he's mid 50s and stuff. But to a degree, when I was talking to him, he said, if I would have knew this information about buying houses and, you know, things when I was in my um 30s, maybe even 20s, I would be so far in life. But because I neglected to get the information, because partying and going to clubs and all this stuff was so favorable at the time, he technically lost out on a lot of wealth. You know, Erica Williams, I watch her channel. She always talked about how good certain communities and certain group of people have their kids set up. You know, I have my son right now into crypto, and I believe pretty much I'm gonna talk to him. He was up to about $1,200 before it went down to I think 250. Now it's at four something. I'm gonna see if my son wants to keep the money in the account and let it grow some more, or he wants to take it out. But it's at his discretion. Is his business. I put that money in there for him. Now I'm gonna try to show him life lessons. My other son as well. I'm trying to get him. Yeah, it was Rick Ross. And my other son, I'm trying to get him as well because he wants to be in the fashion. Get him started early now. You know, I'm telling my son like when I was young, my aunt taught me sewing. I would sew my own pants when I rip a hole in them. It got to a point where I started putting patches on my pants. I started, dressing us because when it came down to it, stay my grandma. She didn't want to buy a whole bunch of expensive stuff. I had to learn how to take the money that I had, the clothes that I had, to provide myself to, look better, do better, this and that. So when it come down to it, hey, I had to, learn it and get it. And that's what I'm trying to teach my kids at a young age. You know, a lot of times we neglect not getting the information. So that's why we lose out on life. It comes to a point where the things that we're learning now in our older ages, we would have been millionaires if we would have set this stuff up. Now, are we going to teach this to our kids? Prime example, like my cousin, his dad owned several properties, did a lot of stuff within the community leader. Now his dad is old and sick, not really doing as much, barely maintain the bills and stuff. Got so many things wrong with him, as far as health wise. Sit there and talk to him, and I was like, "Hey, man." He was like, "I want to buy a house, but I didn't know, man. I'm in my 30s and I'm just learning how to buy a house, you know." And he was like, "My dad didn't teach me this. My dad had several houses." And I'm like, "Dang, dude, why you never ask your dad?" He was like, "He never taught me." But I'm like, "Did you ever ask him?" He's like, "But he should have taught me." And I say this again, a lot of times a parent will only teach you if they know you're ready. They would teach you if they know you're ready. If I don't know, if I have a son that's 2 years old and he barely could walk and keeping his balance. Why am I trying to put him on a bike? Even with training wheels, he's wobbling. I'm thinking he's not ready. This guy probably get on the bike and start riding the bike like crazy. I took one of my sons, he jumped on the bike. He fell twice, and probably within a month time, he never fell again. Until probably, like I say, about a month or so later, he fell just, hopping and doing crazy stuff on the bike. Dude was a daredevil. His brother, and I have twins, so his other brother, he had his training wheels on for almost, I would say, 2 to 3 months because he couldn't ride that bike like that. It's crazy. You know, we have to teach our kids certain times, and we teach our kids different. We deal with our kids different. But when it comes down to it, man, hey, the choice is yours. Get the knowledge. Health is wealth. You need the money. You need you need the money, and you need to take care of yourself. Eat right. Spend a little more money on organic food. You know, it goes a long way. I never knew a lot of this stuff until I started looking at these Instagram videos that the 9 in front of that fruit when you buy it is organic. The 6 is the balance between growing either with GMO or not. You know, being able to take care of your fruits and vegetables. It starts with a 4. 9 times out of 10 is sprayed with pesticide. I've always bought fruit 468 for the cold, and I'm like, I just thought it was just something that the code to put on the fruit. I didn't know it meant something. Same thing with the toothpaste on the back of the toothpaste. Those lines, the green one is more for the organic. It's supposed to be better. The red one on the back, man, there's so much stuff loaded in there. But hey, you got to be the judge, man. Health is wealth. I I got to the point where I don't even use um deodorant with antiperspirant in it. When I was young, my aunt worked at a health clinic. She would always tell us, get the deodorant with antiperspirant in there because it's 24-hour, lasts long, this and that. As I got older, I'm like, man, that deodorant with the antiperspirant in there is good, but it locks up your pores. Like, you got to do the research for yourself. I'm just saying it. So it's up to you to do the research. If it fits and if it's for you, cool. If it's not, hey, the choice is yours. But like I say, take care of your money. Do your Most of the time, they always say the broke people always be the unhealthy people. They say that a lot. The broke people are unhealthy because you can't afford, the lightness of good food. Do a lot more cooking at home. You know, my wife loved that easy, ready because sometimes she get in that mode, be like, I don't want to buy. I mean, I don't want to just cook, stand over the stove, cooking this and that. I'm like, it's so many recipes, quick and easy, real fast. The other day we had some leftover ground beef, made tacos, Taco Tuesday. You know what I did with that ground beef? Because I knew the kids weren't going to eat no more tacos. Took the ground beef, got some shells, put the shells in the pot, cooked them up, got some mixed vegetables without the green beans in there, and made like a little shepherd pie. Took all that, mixed it up, made like a little shepherd's pie. My daddy was like, well, I say daddy. My son was like, Daddy, what this is? I was like, hamburger helper. They don't even know what hamburger helper is. I was just laughing. I'm like, it's hamburger helper. But to a degree, like I say, health is wealth. Take care of yourself. Take care of your money. Start saving. Don't be the statistic like everybody say. We're literally $500. A $500 emergency can crush most people. Don't be that person. Have a little money. Lisa, what's going on? Have a little money. You know, save for this rainy day. If it ever comes, you're prepared for it. Same thing with your health. You know, walk. When your body, you're walking every day, it develops a, keen kind of feel like, yeah, you do this every day. Like my job. My job is a physical job. I do this job every day. It's not a workout for me. It's literally not, because I do it every day. My body's already built for this. My body's already built for this. That's why I got to do something outside of work to put a little more of a strain on those muscles, because those muscles are relaxed. Hey, they there, you know. So if I'm doing 2 miles a day, might do three tomorrow. Might go walk up some steps, do something different. That's when your body start developing those muscles more, and it start losing that weight. But you know how it is, like I always say, man, take care of that money. Now I'm adding more to the health side, but you got to be able to make the two work. You got to be able to eat healthy, spend a little more, and then also save. If something was to happen right now, would you be able to, fix something on your house, emergency? If, you lost your job, would you have to hurry up and get a job, or can you take like a week or two off? Most people can't. Most people, they live paycheck to paycheck. To a degree, I live paycheck to paycheck. I mean, I can pay the bills. It's crazy. I might end up paying my bills all at the end of the month or going into that next month. I let them all roll over. I'm doubled up on everything. Then I go ahead and just pay it all off. How many people got the luxury where they can do what they want, how they want? Sir, in the building, what's going on, sir? Man, I haven't seen you in a minute. Good brother, how you doing? How you doing? How you living? Well, with that being said, I'm about to get off of here, man. I've been saying that for the minute now, but like I say, take care of your health, man. Watch what you eat. Start doing more cooking at home. Thanksgiving is coming. Do some working out before Thanksgiving. Don't wait till Thanksgiving. Eat all that food, and then you're talking about you got to lose weight. Three, 3 to 4 more weeks, you got Christmas. You're gonna be eating a heavy meal again. And guess what? Your pockets. You're gonna be spending so much money. I'm getting my Christmas list already out the way. I've already got my son a laptop. Got him like a little gaming console. Finna get him some more gaming stuff so he can start streaming, because he like playing different games. And I'm like, make you some money. He loves that idea of him just playing his games like he normally do and making money off of it. Love that. Teaching my boys how to cook. They was asking me, how you learn how to cook, Daddy? I said, all the men in our family know how to cook. Our granny set every young boy down, her sons, all of us to cook. She said, because if you find a woman that don't cook, you're gonna have to either fend for yourself, deal with her not cooking, or hey, not deal with her at all. But the choice is yours, because you're still gonna have to eat. That's why I laugh when I hear most guys say, I need a woman that cooks. I need a woman that cooks. So who's cooking for you now? You're the takeout warrior? You're spending all this money where you could just pop a hot dog there yourself, and you're going to somewhere getting a gourmet hot dog for $6 or $8 when you could just buy a pack of hot dogs yourself. You know, same thing with cooking. I mean, with cleaning. You have to learn. You have to know how to clean. I I harp on that with my kids. My older kids got it so well down to a pack. I would always tell them when they were younger, I'm never coming to your house. You're nasty. You don't know how to wash dishes properly. You don't know how to clean your room. All that getting on them, they took it to heart. I got my two oldest, 25 and 23, spick and span home. Anytime I see something in there like the kitchen, I be laughing because they put their dishes in the sink, put water in them, or they put water into the sink and put the dishes in the water. I taught them that, you know, especially with spending habits. My son, he saves so much now to the point where he's like, man, I gotta start spending some of this money, cracking jokes. Health is your wealth. Deal with it. Until next time, you know what I always say, people. We here and we gone.